But outside, any loose items can blow away. We get up. Now back at the times when that time was the kilometre of vertical ice, which inside filled this torrent. If you'd like to know more about it, then it's going to display down here at the moment. That's about where it is. But coming back to this bit. The water, having been through the turbines, is then sent out through two 10-kilometre leads. Your phone. Doing the cruise. Well, everybody, once you finish, if you wouldn't mind walking up.
For a while, meaning we haven't had much rain at all. Some days though, that's quite the opposite. The rain comes crashing down, easily an inch an hour, and we've actually had the water going over top of the road.
Very nice. Oh yeah. Very nice. I've been up to one of the ladies.
So he'd actually decided times though we can get about an inch an hour of rain crashing down. What it does, in about an hour and a half, we can have the entire riverbed back to back of water crashing. New Zealand, because of how to communicate with one another. But all your gear off the coach, and we'll be clumping on board the Party Explorer.
Climb on the handrail. When you come aboard, find your hands to the door. off to the port side. The past couple of months, they're slowly starting to come back to us during the months of winter. Extremely shy. Now, most of these penguins in and around field, and folks, an interesting fact, right down their tail, they have a tiny gland which secretes a bit of oil, which they use their flippers to coat it up all over to their skin, which just acts as like a waterproof layer for them. Right? And the origin of the water that you see, that's kind of long. They do a turn around the Seymour Island and hence take the second or the third exit back onto the coast. If you do look to your far, alright, now before someone comes to tell whatsoever, it's actually a crayfish freezing plant that was kind of 48 hours to the likes of China, Australia, Europe. And folks, these crayfish, which is also called the rock lobster, approximately 18 meters above the water, folks, and on those really choppy days, you do find the water plummeting above those rocks. And it's not only by the Spanish, which is why Doubtful Sound, kind of a special place, is the only place in the map of New Zealand that Now team, if you were feeling a bit uncomfortable before, feel free to come out now. There we go. I find heaps of them just sitting on the rock, hanging out. If you did not know, this is what they do most of the day. 16 who's addicted to eating seaweed. Anybody? Dad joke coming your way. What do we do when someone's addicted to seaweed? Nobody? You seek mining and cold and wet conditions down here. The Maori only travel through the open, foraging for food. We do turn around, folks, if it was loose. To be honest, you have nothing to lose. Probably only about $100,000 to gain. Biologically diverse places. Aqueduct. A perfect example of the lovely forest floor just off to the right. Which is why throughout your cruise today, over the bus ride, over Lake Manapuri, you might have seen heaps of avalanches and scars across these mountains. It's because when it starts raining pretty heavily out here, the roots below these rocks can't hold on. And when one tree on top loses the grip, it comes crashing down, bringing other trees on its path down as well. When we come out of Vola, we see something that we would have never seen in their entire lives. We see a green tree on it. And during the peak months of summer, you always see the southern.
Pockets. Things like your keys, your wallet, your phone. Don't worry too much about any loose